He's one of the most recognized faces in the music scene in Southern Kentucky, but he doesn't play in a band or even an instrument. He's Mellow Matt, and today we get to know more about your favorite music head in town, what makes him tick, what kind of music he listens to at his house, and some other things that you may not even expect today with Lunch with Tony Rose. Thanks for joining me for lunch today.
Sure. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yes, you're so excited about this.
I'm thrilled. I've been looking forward to it all week.
I've been nervous about it since I asked you to do lunch with me.
Nervous.
You know?
Guys,
Hello.
How you doing today?
Good. I'm Melanie. I'll be taking care of you guys. Would y'all
All
like
right.
some coffee or freshly squeezed orange juice?
I want the biggest pot of coffee you could bring out.
Gotcha. How about you?
Yes.
Do you guys take cream with your coffee?
Black.
As the night.
As the night.
All right.
As his soul.
Good. Thank you.
That'll become a running theme.
Sure.
We've known each other, actually, you know, we knew each other before we even knew each other because we have mutual friends.
I think that's true.
And we've been at Super Bowl parties and
Bunko tournaments.
Bunko. I
Isn't that
forgot
right?
about Bunko.
Isn't that right?
We did Bunko.
I think you got mad because we took the money and left.
Yeah. Just like a peppercorn. So yeah, Bunko.
Yeah, I
we
think it
did
was.
couples Bunko.
Yep.
At Cindy Young's
We did.
house.
Yeah.
About 10 years ago, I guess it was close to 10 years ago. I
Probably.
bet.
Yeah. Because I
And-
was like, what is this? What do we do? I've never played Bunko. Oh,
Yeah.
we're winning? Oh, this is cool. This is fun.
Yeah, and you're like, that idiot Tony Rose is here. Tony Rhodes or whatever.
Roads. Yeah.
Bunko. Now see, for the folks that don't know, Bunko is a game where you, I don't know the rules actually. I just put money in a cup
couldn't
and
tell you.
like pass the cup or
You
something. It's a dice
keep
game, right?
Rolling dice and moving tables and all that.
Yeah. It was couples Bunko though.
The stakes were high.
It was blood money. For
was
sure.
blood money.
But yeah, we did couples Bunko
Yeah.
many moons ago. And those were the good times. After that, it went straight downhill.
Right.
Straight downhill. And then we got to know each other though, like more officially. We got to know each other, I guess, when I came downtown to D93, where you have been doing Dead Air.
That's right.
For a long time. How long you been doing Dead Air?
Well, this May is 16 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you still hadn't played all their songs.
I still haven't played. No, I haven't.
That's every Sunday night, 5 to 7
Right.
on D93.
Yes. Yeah.
What made you a Grateful Dead fan? Like, I mean, what attracted you to that? Because I mean, you are Bowling Green's numero uno Deadhead, I guess. That's right, Deadhead, right?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
what attracted you to the music of the Grateful Dead?
Wow. You know, I knew the Grateful Dead because I worked in a record store.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, I'd heard the tunes, the popular tunes,
Yeah.
and
Time to get caffeinated.
Oh, here we go.
Hold that thought.
Yeah.
Hold that thought. See, I would have already burnt myself at this point.
Never too late.
Never too late. Right
All
on.
Did you guys
Okay.
want to go ahead and put your order in?
I'm always ready. Do you need a minute or are you good?
oh, let's see. I'm sure I can find something real quick.
Now see, I've been down the Calamity Katy path many times at Wild Eggs.
It's a house favorite.
It is, you cannot go wrong with it. But
The Mr.
today,
Potato Head's good too.
really, Mr. Potato Head. Okay, can I get that no mushrooms?
You can do that.
All right, I'll do Mr. Potato Head no mushrooms today.
Today.
Recommended by you. Beaten senseless. Scrambled to a pulp.
Okay.
Scrambled to a pulp. Yes.
Got it.
All right, I've bought you about 30 seconds there, Matt.
Okay. I believe that I will go with the. Oh, I just spotted chicken and waffle
Uh-oh.
with the hot chicken.
Yes.
Huh.
Hot chicken and waffles. Try not to do stop putting a lemon in my coffee. Yes, okay.
I'll go for that. Why not?
Right.
Do it.
With the hot sauce on it.
How
All
is
the
the chicken dipped?
It's dipped in and it's really hot.
Sounds
like
good.
hot, then-
I do.
All right.
Bring
You
it
want an egg
on.
with that?
I don't know if an egg is needed.
All right.
Wow.
good.
That was the most rejection for an egg I've ever heard right there.
Yeah. It just get in the way of the
All right.
goodness.
Thank
of
you
the
very
chicken
much.
and waffles.
All right. So Grateful Dead. How did you get there?
I got there because a friend of mine, my roommate at the time,
Yeah.
was working with this girl he got to know.
Right.
And she and her boyfriend were Deadheads,
Right.
Grateful Dead fans.
Right.
I knew a little bit. Well, on Saturday nights, everybody got together after they closed down the restaurant.
Right.
Hang out, play cards, whatever. And
Whatever.
Whatever.
the
And so
dragon,
somehow we wound up over at their house one night.
Yeah.
And his name was John Rapp, which ironically we're best friends now.
Right.
That started a lifelong friendship. We started talking about music.
Yeah.
I'm a big Dylan fan. He's a big Dead fan.
Right.
And we kind of, talked back and forth about it and this and that. And he and his girlfriend were like, you need to go to a show. And I'm like, okay, I like concerts, blah, blah, blah. It's totally different than a concert. It's more like an experience, People will get mad, but it's somewhat like a Jimmy Buffett show. That
Right.
same
The parrot
type
head,
of,
the dead head, it's the same. Yeah, you have to it's a following.
Right. And so we tried to go to a show that spring, and it didn't happen. And she came over to the apartment one day and was like, what are you doing? I was like, nothing, just hanging out. I'm off today. She's like, we should drive to Atlanta and go see the Dead.
Right.
And I'm like, what? We don't have a ticket. This
Right.
is not how I roll and all that. She's like, you don't need one. We might get one down there. If not, we'll stay outside and have fun.
Wow.
Okay. Well, that didn't happen. We didn't go. But then we got tickets to the summer tour.
Yeah.
And a bunch of us went and we camped out. And we got to the show and I don't know, it was just an odd feeling that I can't really explain or put into words.
Right.
You have to go and
be part of
experience it. The music started and that was it. It was like my life was changed. It sounds weird, but
No, I'm with you.
and so we went to 2 shows back to back and I just want to go to more. It's like,
Right.
it's almost like a community of
Yeah.
people.
How do you, speaking of the community people, because you are kind of you're at the hub, you're kind of at the epicenter of so much of the music world, yet you're not in a band, you're not playing an instrument. I've been there and done that too on the radio side,
Right,
but back in the day we did live and local
Yeah.
many years ago. How do you,
I was a big fan of live and local, by the way.
Man, that's a whole other episode for another day. That's
I know it.
20 years ago.
Yeah.
But how do you embrace that role of being kind of like one of the godfathers of the music scene, even though you're not in a band? You are, though.
Well,
because all these bands, it's like a rite of passage for a lot of these bands if they get their music on your shelf at your store. That even on some level they've made it. It's like that's making it for some of these
I
bands
guess.
to get
I
their
don't
stuff.
know.
How does that make you feel, though? You see these bands give you the credit and stuff
Oh,
like
I
that.
love it. I've always been a big fan of the music scene and been in it. Even when I was a teenager in high school,
Right.
it just appealed to me. Just music in general has always appealed to me since I was 5, 6, 7. But there was just something about the local scene, and I knew a lot of those people back in the 80s too. Government Cheese, Toxic Shocks,
Yes.
Park Avenue Drags, all those.
Right.
But that's one thing when I open the store, one of the big things is supporting local music, trying to help out however I can, whether, we're doing in stores with bands or record store day. I always want to have local bands play and stuff like that. I mean, I'm just happy to be a part of it. And
Would you ever
do
run?
what I
Would
can
you ever
do.
run for office? You ever
I don't
thought about
know.
that? Would you ever be a politician? It might be something people
Oh
need.
my gosh, it's probably a lot of work, I would say.
And we don't like to work. That's why we
I
do
don't
what
know.
we do, right?
I
People
don't
ask me
know.
that a lot. They're like, "You want to run
Yeah,
for office?"
I
I'm
get
like,
it.
"I'm not-
I
no
get it a
skeleton,
lot.
stay in my closet.
Yeah, and I don't know if, it's a thankless job probably.
Yeah.
You know, but I see and have a lot of friends in office, and I love what they do or what they're trying to do. But I don't know if I want to step in that. You know, it's just a lot of, I don't know.
I'll stick to the radio. You stick to that Grateful Dead.
Right.
Coming up, we're going to talk more with Mellow Matt. We're going to have some food here at Wild Eggs as well, right here on Campbell Lane in Bowling Green. And I asked Matt to bring some of his personal collection because he deals with a lot of vinyl on a day-to-day basis. But I want to know what he is listening to, what's from his collection. We're going to see that here in a minute too. We're having lunch today at Wild Eggs, lunch with Tony Rose and Mellow Matt.
Hi, Jenny here from your local Big Deal store. Have you checked this place out yet? We've got gift certificates from dozens of local businesses, all sale priced. I'm talking restaurants, entertainment, car care, and items for your home. And you can shop 24 hours a day from the convenience of your home or from your smartphone. Big Deals. We're kind of a big deal.
We're ready here.
Look at this. Look at that.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
So this is the Mr.
great.
Potato Head, right?
Potato head.
Okay.
No mushroom.
No mushrooms, but we're good.
No mushrooms.
That is your waffle sauce.
That is.
Buttermilk maple.
Oh, okay.
Buttermilk. I will give you $1 to do it like a shot right now. Just drink it down.
All right, well, you guys enjoy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All right, so we were talking as we get ready to eat here at Wild Eggs. We were talking before. You were Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
Now you're a Grateful Dad.
Yes.
How's your daughter?
She's 13.
13.
13.
You know, my kid turns 5 this year. So you're kind of
How's
like
that going for you?
Oh, I don't know. We are in kindergarten mode now. Everything is revolving around getting ready for kindergarten. Any dad advice you can give me for a 5-year-old girl heading to kindergarten?
No.
That's good.
Oh gosh. I don't know. I don't even remember kindergarten.
Really?
No. Kindergarten's good.
So you're
It's
junior
fun
high
stuff.
now, right? Junior high.
Yeah, junior high. That's when it gets fun. Kindergarten's a breeze. Preschool, all that
Yeah.
good stuff.
How did dad life change your perspective on what you do for a living? You know, just, I mean, it obviously, because the same way with me, suddenly, you know, being at concerts or being at events, suddenly it kind of took a back seat.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It all changed. How did it
Yeah.
change for you?
Yeah, definitely everything kind of takes a back seat, and, you know, that little person that you bring home that you're not sure what to do with
Right.
and how to care for
Right.
becomes first and foremost.
Yeah.
You know,
That was our goal. Like, just please don't die. Just stay
day
alive.
by day.
Yeah. I made the day today. The kid's
Yep.
still alive.
Day to
We
day.
made it
We're
through
good.
It, man. It's
We're
all
good.
day to day.
Yeah.
Your daughter actually one of the most talented young actresses here in Southern Kentucky. How many performances has she been in like with the local theater groups and
Oh
stuff?
gosh.
You know?
We're probably up into the 20s, 30s, and she's done it since she was 6, I believe, was her first play,
Right.
and she just thoroughly enjoys it and loves everything from both sides of it, you know, on stage or behind the stage. Right now,
Yeah.
she's co-stage manager of a play
Really?
at PTK that she's wanting to kind of learn how that all works
Right.
and the whole managing of it, and it's
You guys got to recently take a pretty cool trip together,
We did.
right?
We
To
did.
New York, right?
We went to New York and did the whole Broadway con, which is something that she's really into and has been before. So she kind of knows the ropes and what to do. But it was a great trip, and it was a good trip for her as far as, you know, when you do this, you can sit in on panel discussions, or you can sit in on these, you know, actors and actresses that perform, you know, daily. You can get tips from them, and it's just a great learning experience.
Yeah.
And plus, we got to see some cool Broadway shows and hang out in the big city.
How's the chicken and waffles there?
It's excellent,
Really?
nice and spicy. Yeah.
I've noticed as I've gotten older, I can't eat spice. Like this has jalapeno in it, and this will like, yeah, I feel so old sometimes. It's like, man, I can't do it like I used to. How many concerts do you think you've seen in your life?
Oh gosh.
How many?
Well, the Grateful Dead and the, I guess, post Jerry Garcia
Right.
members and bands, I'm over 100 in that. So
Wow.
I don't know,
Wow.
500.
You still find time to do it. Well, now, and that's what's cool now. Your daughter's at an age where you guys can, you know, start not necessarily going to any concert together, but you can start sharing some of those experiences
Right.
again
Yeah.
with her now. That's got to be pretty cool, right?
It is, and we've taken her to a few shows, you know, when she was a kid, and now she's kind of getting into her own thing, and
Right.
we're going to see Todrick Hall next week or next month. In
Todrick Hall?
Todrick Hall.
Todrick Hall. I'm gonna
Todrick
look
Hall.
that one up, and okay.
Look that up.
All right, I'm going to look it up. All right, so give me some dad advice. As I'm a few years behind you with a 5-year-old, almost a 5-year-old. You've got a junior high age daughter now. Give me dad-daughter advice.
Gotcha. Well, you do have to, I mean, obviously you want to keep everything in check, but
Yeah.
you have to have a little mellowness to you and
Look at that.
kind of let things
Right.
happen. You know, she's got to fall a little bit on her own too, but as a dad, you're going to be there to pick her up too.
Right. Look at that. Look at that. Life advice. Mellow Matt. All right, I'm going to let you eat. I'm going to break out. I'm going to finish eating here in a second, too. By the way, the Mr. Potato Head on point. First time
Yeah.
I've ever had this at Wild Eggs. Very, very good. Chicken and waffles, you recommend?
Totally.
All right. You brought with you
Yeah.
a bag, which
I
I'm going to
did.
get up here. I'm trying not to get too dirty, if we can get a shot of this. This is something else you're involved into, the Americana Fest, right?
A little bit. Yeah. I'm fortunate to.
I'm coming back to this. I'm not done with it. Now we can take that.
To work at the Americana Fest a couple years in a row.
Right.
A good friend of ours, actually Kim's best friend, kind of helps produce it, and
Right.
so, you know, she asked me a couple years ago if I wanted to work it. So I've been a part of that for the past couple years, and it's really cool.
All right. I asked you to bring some of your personal collection.
Mm-hmm.
How many albums do you have in your personal collection? Ballpark.
4,000.
Okay, so this is some of the 4,000. I'm going
Right.
to randomly draw one out.
Okay.
You tell
This
me
should be fun.
your sentimental connection or your connection to the album that
Okay.
you chose to brought today.
All right.
Okay. First one right here. Oh, I got the bag around backwards. Here we go. First one. Springsteen, Born to Run.
Springsteen, Born to Run. Obviously my favorite Springsteen album.
Right.
Probably one of my top 5 albums of all time.
Yeah.
It's just one of those albums that, you know, when you hear a song, for me it's Jungle Land,
Right.
you know where you were,
At that time.
place,
Right.
people you were with, and that feeling you had. And so
Okay.
I always can relate to that.
All right, I'll let you take that one off to the
All right.
side there. All right, number 2. We'll do about 3 of these bad boys and we'll get back to lunch then. Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan. Same thing, favorite Bob Dylan album, Blood
Yeah.
on the Tracks. I got into Dylan in the mid 80s and found that album when I was apartment sitting for a friend of mine.
Right.
And I was looking through her albums and I pulled it out like, oh, I like Bob Dylan.
Right.
And every night before I went to bed, I would put an album on. Well, that album stayed on the turntable for 2 weeks. side A.
Wow.
I listened repeatedly, and then I flipped it over 2 weeks later. But
And then you go.
Yeah.
Off you go. All right, one more, and then we'll get back to this meal before it gets cold here at Wild Eggs. Oh, and finally,
Stand and Deliver.
Stand and Deliver, Metallica. I did not expect of all the albums to pull out. I did
Well-
not expect to see a Metallica album.
That was a life changer for me. You know, at the time I was probably I think I was listening to a lot of hair metal, and you know, whatever you want to, hair metal, hard rock, and a friend of mine's cousin
Right.
from Kansas City came down, and he was a rocker.
Right.
You know, the cut-off jeans jacket,
Yeah.
the blonde mullet, you
Right.
know, pins all down the jacket. He would always bring these tapes down and hand them to his cousin. And he's like, he came to school and he said, "Man, you got to check this band out, Metallica." I think it was
Off and running, huh?
probably a sophomore. And I remember going home after school, putting the headphones on and turning it up, and just like my eyes shot open, and I was like, "What is this?"
That is what you call Stand and Deliver.
Right, totally.
Mellow Matt, everybody, and of course, is part of the fabric of this community. I'm so happy that I've had a chance over really the last decade to know you, but over the last 5 years to really get to know you, and found out that we have a lot more in common. Even though my musical knowledge will never scratch the surface like yours, but we do have a lot in common, and part of that too is I'm following a lot in your footsteps in the dad tracks, because like I said, I see a lot of how.
gosh.
So I see the relationship.
help you.
I see the relationship that you and your daughter have.
Yeah.
And I'll go, you know what? If I can have that kind of relationship with my daughter, where it looks like we're best friends on top of being dad daughter, we're doing something good. So I appreciate that.
Thank
my
you.
friend. Thanks
That
for having
means a
lunch
lot.
today with me, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
Mellow Matt, the one and only. Check him out. Thanks for having lunch today at Wild Eggs with Tony Rose.